Today we are looking at the BMW R1200R. Hello and welcome to another episode of Bike Channel Kenya. I'm Kaveki, your host, and today we are looking at the BMW R1200R.
Just a few years ago, a naked bike was looked at as a wannabe, a tryhard, or even an outcast. But things have changed, my friends, as now every manufacturer has to have some sort of naked version bike in their lineup if they want to make a fortune. And today, we happen to get our hands on the naked version of Bima's Boxer Twin, which they simply call the R1200 model. Where do we even begin? First things first, the looks. Well, you can't mistake this for anything else but a naked bike. And the Boxer engine even exaggerates the nakedness of the bike because of its protruding nature. The LED front lights look stunning, although at the back the lights are just conventional bulbs. The golden 45mm upside down forks add to the glam of the bike. You'll be very happy to know that they are the same one used on the now legendary S1000RR. The goldish front Brembo calipers make it look even more high-end. And at the back, the shaft drive will bring you fans wherever you stop to admire it. And when they notice it is a keyless bike and has a single-sided swing arm, they will start bowing down to you. Looks aside, let's look at the engine, which is BMW's trusted 1200cc Boxer Twin, producing 125 horsepower and an equal 125 Newton meters of torque. Fire it up and you get the unique Boxer engine sound, which you can happily listen to all day long. And because of its naked nature, the airbox is different, meaning it has better torque than any other 1200 Boxer Twin model. It does 0 to 100 in 3 seconds and has a top speed of 240. And because it is a naked bike, we think BMW Electronica Limited it because we did that in 5th gear and we still had another gear to go. However, this bike isn't meant for top speed runs, a task which I am sure the likes of H2R and the Busa Bros will happily accept. And like all Boxer Twins, it transmits its power to the rear wheels through a shaft drive, which you won't feel much difference from a chain-driven bike. However, you won't have the task of oiling your chain every time you wash your bike, a task which most bikers ignore. The engine is silky smooth. Even at low RPMs, the fueling is on point. And with 125 Newton meters of torque, you won't be shifting much. Coming to the chassis, the bike weighs 230 kgs, which is on the heavier side. Although, compared to the other Boxer Twin models, it fares well. With its cousin, the RS model coming in at 250 kgs, the GS at 260 kgs, while the RT model coming in at a staggering 275 kgs. Weight aside, it is very low, and the fact that the Boxer engine have all their weight down, you get a very low center of gravity. In fact, the first few corners I took with it caught me off guard. Because the center of gravity is so low, it turns in so quickly that your mind for a second doesn't understand how a 230 kg bike can do that. However, after a few corners, your brain starts adjusting and you fall in love with the handling. In the twisties, with this bike, when you firm up the suspension, your superbike mates will be astonished at how you are still on their tails when they reach the other side. BMW are known for having premium bikes with the latest gadgetry, and this one is no exception. Where do I even start? It has 4 riding modes: a rain mode, which reduces the horsepower to 100, and the throttle response is delayed a bit. We have a road mode, which gives you the full 125 horsepower, and the throttle response is now a bit quicker. Then we have the dynamic mode, which gives you the fastest throttle response time, and it generally feels much quicker than the other two. And lastly, a user mode, which the rider can tailor to suit their riding style. Adding to the electronics is an automatic stability control which uses the lean angle and inertia motion sensors to stabilize the bike. The traction control is very good on this one. When leaning, it uses the lean angle sensor and adjusts how much power is going to the rear wheel. If you try any sort of wheeling intentionally or by hitting a bumpy patch on the road, it will happily bring the front wheel down. However, if you are wheelie junkie, you will have to turn it off every time you crave your addiction. The ABS is top notch on this one, although sometimes it kicked in too early. If you ever want to skid around, you can turn it off and the light will keep flashing on the dashboard to warn you that you are on your own, and it is the same if you turn off the traction control. Coming to the suspension, it has 3 settings. A road mode, which is a bit softer, made for everyday riding where there are bumps and stuff. A dynamic mode, which is much stiffer. This can be used when you hit the twisties. And lastly, an electronic suspension mode, which adjusts itself according to the road surface. At first, I thought it was a marketing gimmick. However, when I got to a bumpy section, I would feel the suspension become soft, and when on the highway giving it full gas, I will feel the suspension stiffen up once again. And when we thought we were done with the electronics, BMW still had some geeky stuff going on. Although I don't know whether the camera will do the system justice, when you have a pillion, instead of the suspension sagging, it firms up and raises the rear height to accommodate the extra weight. If you happen to be doing a very long trip and your wrist starts getting sore, worry not, because BMW has covered you with the cruise control, which works like a charm. And being my first time using one, I was freaking out at first as I thought that bike is moving and I'm not applying the throttle. However, when you get used to it, you start wondering why more bikes don't have it. The electronics package on this bike is very good. In fact, the only thing missing on this bike is BMW Assist Pro, which you and I know as quick shifter, which you have to pay extra if you want one, and the best model we have doesn't have one. The brakes are Brembos 4-piston calipers attached to twin 320mm in the front, and in the rear we have a single 276mm disc being operated by twin piston Brembo calipers, which do their job fine, and the ABS is there to cover you if you try anything stupid. The tires are Michelin Road 4, which with tight technology you'll be surprised once they are warmed up, they will all align without much effort, and lean angle isn't a problem either because they are by compound, meaning they are hard on the middle for mileage and soft on the edges for grip. Due to the upright riding position and a very cushy seat, even after full tank I didn't have any complaints. And speaking of the tank, it holds 18 liters and the Boxer twins are known to be economical, with the 1200cc engine returning 20 k's to the liter, meaning you have a range of 360 kilometers. The clutch is hydraulic, meaning it is so soft you may think that you are riding a 250cc bike, which helps if you are touring and don't have the optional quick shifter. The seat height is very low, so short riders should have an excuse for having one. Overall, it is a very good bike, and the list of electronics is mind-boggling. It also has a steering damper, which takes care of any unnecessary steering inputs. And like all shaft-driven bikes, getting into neutral can be quite a task, especially so in a cold start situation before everything warms up. And for those asking, the white Nobia is used to operate the navigation map, which is an extra, and our test model bike doesn't have one. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, and if it's your first time, subscribe for more content like this. See you on the next one.